All right, good afternoon, teachers and students. The topic for our debate is that when in conflict, free speech should be protected more than safe spaces on college campuses. And we, the affirmative team, believe that that statement is true. The first speaker for the negative has tried to tell you that safe spaces provide respect on college campuses and that the free speech can become hate speech, which leads to being abusive and threatening. This is wrong because being able to express freedom of speech is being able to express one's individuality, and that is respect. This is also wrong because we are not saying that we are agreeing on abusive and threatening actions. ACLU states that, to be clear, the First Amendment does not protect behavior on campuses that crosses the line into targeted harassment or threats, or that creates a pervasively hostile environment for vulnerable students, but the right to free speech is not just about the law. It is also a vital part of our civic education. The second negative speaker has tried to tell you that safe spaces are more important because of the students' mental health and that students need safe spaces to remain active in their classes. This is only wrong because we are not stating that we are okay with students' mental health being negatively affected. We think freedom of speech is more important than safe space, but that does not mean that the university cannot do something on their end to help their student with freedom of speech. ACLU states that ACLU believes that instead of symbolic gestures to silence ugly viewpoints, colleges and universities have to step up their efforts to recruit diverse faculty, students, and administrators, increase resources for students counseling, and raise awareness about bigotry and its history. The third negative speaker has tried to tell you that it is every student's right to express any religion and sexuality, and that therefore the university must protect these rights. And that is exactly why freedom of speech is more important. So they are just contradicting themselves. And like I just said, this is wrong because they are contradicting themselves by saying that. In the court case Brandenburg versus Ohio, the Supreme Court held the government cannot punish inflammatory speech unless it is intentionally and effectively provokes a crowd to immediately carry out violent and unlawful actions. We are fighting for the importance of freedom of speech, not violence. Our first speaker spoke to you about how schools should not punish students' own beliefs because that undermines the principle of higher education. Like I mentioned before, but the right to free speech is not just about the law, it is also a vital part of our civic education. He also spoke about the real world is unforgiving and college provides an excellent forum for situations that can occur after graduating college, which is very true because why should universities sugarcoat how life after college could possibly be? Our second speaker told you that each person has a different mindset on different topics, which is creating your individuality. Students have the right to think if something is wrong or right, and that is your right to voice your opinion. Justice Jackson states that inculcating constitutional values, in particular the value of free expression, should be nothing less than a core mission of any college or university. She also said that the larger picture that needs to be discussed is when to express your thoughts and when to refrain from doing so, which is true because my team is not agreeing or fighting for violence, but we are fighting for the higher importance of free speech. Our third speaker told you that college leaders held disciplined students in situations like this, which is what I argued earlier, that colleges and universities have to step up their efforts to recruit diverse faculty, students, and administrators, increase resources for students counseling, and raise awareness in bigotry and its history. He also said that to engage in debate and deliberation is an effective and responsible matter, an essential part of the university's educational mission, which is exactly what we are doing right now. With all that being said, teachers and students, in conclusion, our team believes when in conflict, free speech ought to be protected more than safe spaces on college campuses because the problem isn't free speech, but how we go about the efforts of social engagement in discussion. Thank you.